indemnity plan. But I do want to go back through and cover some of the discounting and so on and so forth with the Allstate Medicare supplements for those of you that are in the Medicare space. One of the things that people say all the time is, I want to do just one thing at a time. I want to do just under 65, or I want to do just Medicare. I definitely get that. And I definitely started with the under 65 market, and I got every contract I could possibly get in the under 65. And then I kind of found, by researching and studying the plans and the benefits, which ones were going to be my kind of my go-to products. And it varies by client, because it's always what's best for the client, right? And that's why I have the information form, so I can look and go, okay, this person only makes 20,000 a year. I'm not even talking about short-term medical to this person, because they're going to qualify for a significant subsidy. So when we have that, like, that's one of the things that you want to keep in mind. You want to be that agent that offers Obamacare where it's a fit. And if it's one person with 20,000 a year, Obamacare is absolutely 100% of the time going to be the best fit. But if it's somebody, they make 150,000 a year, then you want to know what your options are outside of that. But one of the things that you're going to recognize too is there's often a spouse in the house, and we've heard Galen talk about the spouse in the house often. A lot of times we'll have somebody that's 55 married to somebody on Medicare, going on Medicare. And so you want to be the agent that can help that spouse, help that person that is on Medicare or going into Medicare. I have a client I just got off the phone with. That's why I got on here like 2 minutes before the call. I had to end the call with the client. That the husband he's not 65, he's 63, but he is Medicare disability. But because I'm certified to sell and have been for years for Medicare Advantage, he has to, in Texas and Oklahoma, at 65, before 65, you can't get a supplement, right? You have to get well, you can get like Plan A, but it's not the same. So Medicare Advantage is the best way to go. The wife is still very much under 65. They've been on an Obamacare plan that's $1,600 a month. She says, okay, now I'm going to lose my subsidy. What are my options? So guess what? She's going to be going over to off marketplace Allstate plans. He's going to Medicare Advantage because he's under 65. And then when he turns 65, then we'll revisit the Medicare supplement. So it's important to be able to have knowledge of all of it, because what happens is you refer them out to a Medicare agent if you do under 65, and then you end up somehow losing that business because maybe that Medicare agent does it all and they'd rather work with just one person. I've had a lot of people work with me because I do it all and I have knowledge of it all. You don't start at all that way from day one. When I started in the business, I started very much under 65 agent, but that very first year before annual election period hit, I got certified to sell for Medicare. Matter of fact, I got in, kind of a funny story. It's funny because I laugh at the government a little bit about this, because I got in a year before Obamacare. So I got really familiar with selling underwritten health plans and got really frustrated with the pre-existing conditions not being able to be covered. But yet in Oklahoma and Texas, we had a high risk pool that we could put people on with Blue Cross Blue Shield. But whenever we, hold on, I got more people joining. Whenever it switched to Obamacare, I had to learn a whole new process. But the first 2 months of Obamacare, the site didn't work. For those of you that remember, it didn't work. But what I did was I would get the information and I would quote people the way I needed to quote them, and I would come back around, and I got really good at Medicare. I found somebody who was a Medicare guru with Humana. He worked for Humana, and he started sending me leads, and I started going, and every time I was the squeaky wheel that got the oil, because every time like I had a question, I called him, and then I would close the deal. And because I was closing, he continued to give me leads. So I got my Medicare business started that way, because I was the squeaky wheel asking questions while I was in client appointments that he sent me, and learned Medicare that way. And so, of course, I do Medicare supplements and, all of the above now, and do all of it. But my knowledge base came because the dang marketplace wouldn't work. And I was frustrated. So I was like, well, I'm going to go over here and learn Medicare. And so it was kind of like getting baptized by fire, right? Because it was like, oh, I got to do something. So I want to talk today about kind of some of you may know this if you're already selling Medicare. Some of you may not. Some of you may sell Medicare, but you're not familiar with Allstate's indemnity products, or you're not familiar with the discounting that goes into the Medicare supplements and dental, vision, hearing when you do an Allstate bundle for seniors. So whenever somebody goes on Medicare, if they're Medicare disability, a lot of states, they're going to be Medicare Advantage because that's really the best option until they turn 65. Then when they turn 65, they have an option. And I always give my clients the option of here's how a Medicare supplement works, here's how an Advantage plan works. So they know the difference, they know, and they can make an educated decision. It's my job to advise them, not say and push one plan, right? And then from there, if they decide to go Medicare Advantage, I'm going and I'm helping them find the Medicare Advantage plan that best fits their doctors and prescriptions and benefits that they're looking for. If they go with a Medicare supplement, I'm usually mostly rate shopping, but I'm going to say it this way. There are Medicare supplement companies out there that are known for in year 2 and in year 3, making the rate a 25 or 30% increase. So those carriers are not ones that I'm really interested in selling. What I will say is, especially with the discounting in a lot of states, Allstate by far, and you can ask Bill Snyder this because he sells a lot of Allstate Medicare supplements, by far has the best rate even before the discounts. But then when you add the discounts that they get, for instance, one of the discounts is if they have someone in their household that's over 55, whether they're on Medicare or not, they're going to give them that household discount. Now, if they are older, they get an additional discount. Like if they are Medicare age and they're going on an Allstate plan, they get an additional discount. They also get a discount. If I could have everybody raise their hand, if you can't really raise your hand on the call because a lot of you don't even have your cameras on. But if I asked how many of you wear a wearable watch, like a Apple Watch or a Fitbit or some kind of activity tracker, I would say probably 80% of the people on this call do. It's no different for seniors because they do care about their health, right? I've got my Apple Watch on here. Every single day this Apple Watch is on here. I'm almost obsessed with my activity tracker. I do CrossFit. So I'm almost obsessed with how much activity did I have today? How many calories did I burn today? People are just more fitness oriented than that. My mom walks, she goes to the gym, she's got an activity tracker. Guess what? That's another discount on the Allstate Medicare supplements. So I've sold several Medicare supplements and they were like $92 for a Plan G. And what a Plan G covers is essentially everything except for that Part B deductible, which is approximately $225. Everything that's Medicare covered. If Medicare doesn't cover it, it's not going to be covered. With a Medicare supplement, though, they don't get dental like they do on Medicare Advantage. So you've got to find a dental plan for them. Seniors want dental. It seems like they can never get enough dental, to be honest. Every time I turn around, they have dental. They want more dental. Dental is like one of the biggest and easiest sells for seniors for sure. The other areas where there's some gaps with Medicare is number one, of course, if they're on Medicare Advantage, they've got a 20% co-insurance up to their max out of pocket for chemotherapy. Well, that's great because they're $0 on the premium a lot of the time. So the 20% is not that big of a deal. You just want to make sure you're covering them with some other supplemental products like an indemnity plan that's going to help with the hospitalization, because once they reach their max out of pocket, they're done. The other area, of course, is if Medicare Advantage, you've got some copays. So you can make a Medicare Advantage look and feel and work very similar to a Medicare supplement by adding an additional indemnity plan. And Allstate has indemnity plans. They've got some max plans, and then they've got base plans. The max plans are obviously going to be a little bit more what I call loaded up. They're going to cover a little bit more. The basic plans are not going to have a surgery benefit. They're not going to have they're going to have a smaller doctor visit and benefit. But what they are going to have is the hospitalization. I just ran a quote for somebody. What age did I put in here? 67-year-old in my zip code on the indemnity plans. The base plans start at $35, but here's the cool thing. The $35 gives them, which is kind of perfect for Medicare Advantage, on even the $35 one, they get a $250 amount per admission and then $150 per day confinement. So it's not going to cover the full $300 per day for 5 days, but it's going to cover about half of it. It's only $35 a month. A lot of the people on Medicare Advantage can't cover those copays very easily because maybe they don't qualify for Medicaid and they're having to pay those copays, and so they end up with those copays there. The base plan, the other base plan is $1,000 amount per admission and $300 a day, whether it's injury or illness. It only pays $50 per doctor visit. So it does have that coverage. It's got ambulance benefit. It's got an emergency room benefit. So that one is that one is 52. So it's a little bit more expensive to get the higher hospitalization, but that one is going to cover almost their entire, well, it is going to cover their entire hospitalization copay and more. And then, your more loaded up ones, like there's plan 1, plan 2, and plan 3. And I encourage you, because some of you are visual, I'm visual. So I learn things by going and looking at this stuff. I learned stuff by going into the Allstate, portal and looking at marketing materials and learning that, and then going and doing. Like, you're going to learn more by going out and getting an action and doing. Generate the client and then asking questions based on that specific client, and then doing that over and over and over again until you're good at it, until you go, okay, if I have this scenario, what would be a good option? And then you learn from doing that. You learn from doing that. It's go, learn, repeat. Go, learn, repeat. Always get into action. Get into action. Get the client generated. Know that scenario, and then go, okay, where is this plan going to do? I was really proud of Gina Johnston last week. She called me. She said, help me with this bundle. It was in the under 65 market. Help me with this bundle because I'm really trying to learn this. Kudos to her for really trying to learn it, because she did. She ended up selling a stack of 4 products. I helped her with it, but she came out of the box and she goes, wait a second, on this hospital expense plan here, it has 2 doctors copays. So for people who aren't getting a copay on their short-term medical, this is a good option. It wasn't even that particular. I said, go with plan C. She was like, I like plan D because this client wants some copays, so look at these brochures and learn it and know your client and what they're looking for, so that and you go, okay, I can put that in this file cabinet in my head for this scenario for later. So you've got people that want a more, comprehensive plan. There's plans on the senior indemnity that cover $5,000 per surgery. I mean, that's a lot. That's on the max plans, not on the base plans. The base plans don't cover surgery, but $1,000 a day in the hospital, or $1,000 in the hospitalization, even a $5,000 amount per admission on the top plan, and then a per day benefit amount. So seniors are looking for the same thing that everybody's looking for, and that's to be covered. I actually, that phone call I just got off where the husband is, he's not aging into Medicare, he's Medicare disability. He has a lot of medical concerns. He has a lot of medical issues. Unfortunately, they go back and forth. Their doctors are in Texas, but they're in an Oklahoma Obamacare plan, so they're out of pocket a lot of money. He broke his leg, and this goes, again, why we should be selling supplemental. He broke his leg. They told me no to an accident policy. I'm just going to say that. They told me no because I always offer it. He broke his leg and had 3 days in the hospital for that broken leg. Even on a gold plan where they had a $1,500 deductible, he was out $7,000. Just for that hospitalization for a broken leg. I don't know, he must have broken it really good to be in the hospital for 3 days with a broken leg. But that's why we want to cover our clients with these supplemental products. That's why I'm offering the accident medical expense, the plan enhancer, to every single client to cover that. And with Allstate, you get these discounts. You get discounts on the dental vision hearing. You get discounts on the Medicare supplement. You get discounts on all of that by stacking and layering these things together and being able to advise them on, hey, this is something that you're going to have this copay on this Medicare Advantage plan in the hospital. It's only $300 a day, which is far better than this $9,000 out of pocket you've got over here on Obamacare. But what if I can cover that for you? What if I can cover this gap for you? And if they tell you no, they tell you no. But let them know what's available. I've sold so many senior indemnity products along with Medicare Advantage just because I've offered it. And some of them are high income clients that they can totally cover the max out of pocket. They don't want to have to. And they're like, well, I've been paying $1,600 a month for our health insurance plan, and now you're telling me it's $0. I just have to pay my Part B premium, which is $165. Well, heck, I might as well add this cancer, heart, and stroke plan. I might as well add this recovery care plan. I might as well add this indemnity plan and still be under $300 for everything, all inclusive with everything, and have better coverage. You're going to find that a lot of the times that the plans that you bundle together give your client better coverage than just doing this or just doing that. And let's talk about the commissions. For those of you who are new, a Medicare Advantage plan, I think I just got the commission schedule. I think it's like 611, something like that for new Medicare Advantage, something like that. And the next year it's like $25 a month. But if you're selling them these plans that help to protect them, you're adding a 30 or 40% commission to these things. You're adding to that. So not only are you bringing value to the client, but you're increasing your commission. So if you go, okay, I want to make $100,000 a year selling insurance. Break that down by how many clients do you need to do it. If you're selling just a Medicare supplement and drug plan, the drug plan is like, I don't know, $72 commission. I don't even pay attention anymore because it's so low. And then the Medicare supplement, and yeah, you've got bonuses. Allstate's got bonuses. They've got bonuses on their Medicare supplements right now. They've got bonuses on their senior indemnity, their senior dental, as well as all of the under 65 products, right? They've got the bonuses. They've got the auto trip you can qualify for. And don't forget about the Elevate rewards. I haven't covered that enough because I have agents like, wait, what? I'm getting this Allstate Elevate rewards. What is this? I'm like, you've been on my calls, right? We have talked about it at some point. I'm getting a weekly email that says you have this many points to spend. What that is where you can go in and shop for whatever you want to shop for based on how many points you have. Think of it like if you have a credit card that has rewards, you can go and you can shop for gift cards. You can shop for Apple. I got one from Chase this morning. Use your points to buy Apple products, blah, blah, blah. Elevate Rewards is the same thing. You can buy all kinds of things on there. There's briefcases, there's mouse, there's Bose speakers, there's earphones. I mean, there's all kinds of things. There's even things you probably can buy if you've got kids or grandkids, buy them for Christmas on Elevate Rewards. So with the Allstate, not only do you get the discounting, but you get the, you have the option to do the hospital indemnity if you're doing Medicare Advantage. You can add the dental, vision, hearing. There's so many different ways that you can go in and you can capitalize on what's to offer. So let me give you an example on this indemnity plan. I know I said the base plan. Where did my mouse go? I've got 3 screens, and sometimes my mouse gets away from me. On these plans, the 67-year-old, the plans on the indemnity, they range from $35 to $197. Obviously, the one that's $197 is a $5,000 hospital admission plus $1,000 per day. So if they're hospitalized for 5 days, they're going to get $10,000. But it goes 31 days. It's not just 5. It goes 30. It will go up to 31 days. So they could potentially get $37,000 back for being in the hospital for an extended amount of time. How many seniors would like that if they have an extended hospitalization for cancer or a stroke or something like that? How many seniors could benefit from that? Huge benefit from that. And if their Medicare Advantage is 0 and they've been paying more for Obamacare, they're really getting good coverage. Plus, that also has the $5,000 per surgery, up to 5 surgeries per year. So you're really giving them some great coverage with that. Depending on, of course, that's tier 1 surgery. Tier 2 is, $2,500, but still, and you've got that in there. You've also got office visits. You've got preventive care office visits if they're going to get back anyways. I had a client recently. Well, let's see, it was last year. It was about a year and a half ago. I had put her on an indemnity plan, and she has Medicare Advantage. I put her on an indemnity plan, and I put her on a basic indemnity plan that would just cover her copays. Well, she got hospitalized with COVID, and she was in for 10 days or so. And then she went home, and then she went to the hospital for something else again. She filed on the indemnity plan. And then once she realized how much she was getting back, she called me. She said, wait a second, can I get a higher level? Can I buy more? But what? She wanted to buy more because she realized the value in having that, because her daughter had to take off work to help to shuffle the hospitalization. So those are things a lot of times we don't think about is, oh, well, that's only a $300 copay in the hospital with Medicare Advantage. So why do we need to cover more? Well, same reason I have an indemnity plan on myself. I have my major medical, and then I have an indemnity plan. I'm a single mom. What happens if I'm in the hospital and my kids are in the hospital? I can't work. Who's paying the bills? I mean, yes, I'm in insurance, so I have residual for a little while, right? But I'm gonna take a financial hit from it. So I have an indemnity plan. So if I have an extended hospitalization or something of the sort, I'm covered. And so it's no different with seniors. It's no different with any clients that we're talking about. And you do have that flexibility and that option to do that. So if you go in and let's say that you add just a mid-level indemnity, you do senior indemnity plan one, it's $88.39. Says discounts are available. Discounts related to your card. Save 10% on dental, vision, hearing. Okay, well, maybe they're in an advantage plan that doesn't have dental on it. So then you go and you add, you have to answer a question. They get further discounts if they don't have filling, crown, or root canals, dentures, or implants within the last 12 months. And then you can go in and add the mid-level dental is normally $45.50. It gets discounted to $40.95. So when you do that, then you've got that on there. Then you can, of course, we've talked a little bit about the My Life Senior. You can go in and add the My Life Senior. They have a couple different options on that. They have the more basic one, and then they have the one with telehealth and gym membership. Remember, I don't know if some of you don't remember this, but several weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, I think one of our very first senior calls, we talked about that My Life, and you can add it to the Medicare supplement at the Allstate, and it gives them the option for the gym membership. If you've sold Medicare for very long, it happens every time I sell supplement. Do I get the silver sneakers? Do I get the gym membership with the supplement? No, you don't get that. Well, now you can say, actually, John, I can add that through this association. It's $15 a month. You can add the gym membership for 10, so you're still less than what you would be paying on a Plan G through another carrier, but Allstate offers that as an add-on for you. So you can absolutely add that on there as well. So you can build these whenever you go into your quoting site. You go to quote and enroll, you put in your information, and you have the option to do regular or senior. There's also going to be some new senior products coming out, and as soon as I have a date, I will get that up, and we'll do a call on it. But the main thing is as we get into open enrollment, you really want to be making sure you've got all your contracts in place. If you don't have ACA, get the top 2 or 3 ACA carriers at minimum in the area that you're in. Get with Christina George. She can help you get those. If you don't have any Medicare contracts, you say, okay, I'll do Medicare, but I'm only going to do Medicare supplements. Make sure that you're familiar with the Allstate. I hate to say it because I know drug plans can be not the funnest thing we do. They're tedious and they're not very, but if somebody else has to sell them a drug plan, you're risking losing that business. And people that sell Bill Snyder's shaking his head. Yep, you're risking losing that business. And it's the same thing as if you've got a spouse in the house. The spouse is Medicare, the other spouse is not Medicare. You're risking losing that business if you're not certified to sell for all of it. So you really want to make sure that you've got your contracts in place. You know how you're going to generate meetings. And I say this every time: shaking hands and kissing babies, going to networking meetings, getting out among the people, talking to people, letting them know. Social media, letting them know that you're in business. If you go to my social media, you're going to find, if you don't have to go very far to see a post I've shared from my business page, whether Instagram or Facebook. Instagram's a little newer for me. I'm still trying to figure it out, but you're still going to know Valerie does Clear Benefit Solutions. Valerie does this. Valerie does Medicare. Valerie does this. You're going to know that. I got a call this morning from somebody in California referred by somebody that I'm like, I've never heard of that person. Where did they come from? They're moving to Texas. So somebody in Texas referred me, right? But I have no idea. Last week, I had over 10 new referrals come in just because of the networking I've done and referral partnerships I've built. And I can say maybe 3 of them, I recognize the name that referred me. That's a good spot to be, right? It's a good spot to be. It doesn't mean I'm going to close them all. It doesn't mean I'm going to get them all. I may not even want to work with some of those people, but it's still people that contacted me and said, "Hey, I want to know about this. I want more information about this. I'm moving to Texas. I need to know what this looks like for me." And of course, with every single person, I'm sending that jot form request, gathering the information so I know what's in front of me and I can prioritize. Because I will tell you, I've had 10 this week. When October, November gets here, if I have 60 a week coming at me, I have got to decide which ones I'm going to work and which ones I'm going to have to hand off and which ones I'm going to have to, just send ACA quoting links or whatever, because it's going to be like this. It is every year. My kids will tell you between October and December, they've just learned. I'm not, I'm not like jumping through hoops to like go out of my way to answer the question. Like my 18-year-old is feeding my 11-year-old a lot of the time because it gets crazy. So it's one of those things where you want to be prepared to be busy. It's that time. We're in September. Get the contracts in place. Get the ACA. Get familiar with the plans. Go read about the senior indemnity so you know what the different ones. So you're not having to go and slow down to go read the brochure later. You know that you got the base plans. The base plans don't cover surgery, but they do have a little bit of a hospitalization benefit, and they start at $35 and $50 for a 67-year-old. That's an easy and cheap add-on. You've got the Life Association for $5 and $15. The $15 ones comes with the access to be able to add the gym membership. They all have the dental and telehealth and all of that stuff on them, which people want. People absolutely want the telehealth more and more since COVID. That has been a question across the board. So with that being said, make sure you take that time. We also still have, I know later this afternoon, those of you that have Walmart stores, reserved for you for the under 65 ACA and Allstate initiative. Doesn't mean you can't sell Medicare there, but there's a call at 2:00. I know for those people, there's still stores available for the next round of people, the next round of stores. If you want to get in that program, please reach out to myself or Christina George. Also, make sure that you know how much you need in marketing materials. We have the awesome Allstate store, the Allstate branded materials that will give you the resources that you need. Allstate branded material, whether you're working in Walmart, whether you're doing going and meeting with chamber, whether you're going and doing a master networks meeting, no matter what you're doing, those are there and available on the Allstate store through the North American homepage. And okay. I was making sure that questions were getting answered. There was something for Chaz in there and he got it handled. But yeah, so make sure that you've got the materials that you need. If you haven't joined our Facebook page for the North American Allstate group, I'm going to put it again in the chat box like I always do, because every week it seems like I have people join that weren't on there before. That way you can join that page, because I do put information. I post brochures, I post commission schedules, I post all of those things. And then as new products come out, I also post them on there. I know that this call has been mostly about the senior market, but something really clicked with me on the short-term medical, the HSA short-term medicals last week. As I was diving into brochures, the HSA short-term medical plans, it's available in a few states. There'll be more states coming out. Their first dollar coverage on preventive. What that means is deductible doesn't apply for anything that's like the same schedule that ACA uses for preventive. That's a pretty big deal for those of you who have off marketplace people that are looking for something off marketplace and they want the preventive covered, especially as they get to be like 58, 60, colonoscopies become a thing. That's a pretty huge deal. So I would definitely encourage you to look into that and get familiar with that. Go log into Allstate, and then you can go to forms, brochures, and guide. You can search by state, you can search by individual senior, get familiar with the products, get familiar with what you've got. People ask me all the time, what dental plan should I go with? There's a couple different ones I like, but most of the time for family, I'm going with the Prime, the Dental Select Prime, because it just seems like the most well-rounded and like every other dental plan. But if you've got somebody that needs dental services from day one, you might look at the copay plan too that we talked about several weeks back. So hope this call's been informative for you. I do have it straight up 11:30 or straight down 11:30. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up this call. I did record the call today, but go look at the brochures, go look at those senior indemnities. Don't forget to add them to Medicare Advantage quotes. Always, always, always quote more on the front end and let them tell you no. Always, because you're not going to sell it on the backside. You're just not. So now I'm on this iPad and I don't know how to not record the call anymore. It changes with here. So Y'all have a good day, and I will hear you next week at 11 o'clock.